Tonight we'll review linear functions. When you see linear, you want to think about a line. And there are two forms of equations of a line. There's y equals mx plus b. That's considered slope-intercept form because m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. And there's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. That's called point-slope form because it uses m, the slope, and the point x1, y1. So here's an example of each. In y equals mx plus b, you may have an equation that's y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. Negative 1/2 is your slope, 3 is your y-intercept. So typically on graph paper, you would go to 3 on your y-axis and plot it, and from there count your slope of negative 1/2. Get a couple of points that are good, and there's your line. In point-slope form, you may be given an equation that looks like y minus 3 equals 2/3 x plus 5. Well, here your slope is 2/3, and a point on the line is negative 5, 3. Notice these signs switch because it's the opposite sign. It's x minus the value of your x on your point and y minus the y value on your point. So you switch those signs. When you're given a line in point-slope form, you first plot the point you're given. So here we plot negative 5, 3. And from that given point, count out your slope. Here it's up 2 over 3. Up 2 over 3. Again, connecting at least 3 points to make your line. Sometimes you're given an equation in a different form. Something like 3x minus 2y equals 9. Well, you could certainly rearrange it to get it into slope-intercept form, but sometimes you'll get a y-intercept that's not an integer, so it's hard to plot. So instead what you want to do is find your intercepts. So you can find your x-intercept by replacing y with 0. So here we would say 3x minus 2 times 0 equals 9. 3x minus 0 equals 9. 3x is 9, so x is 3. So the x-intercept of this graph is 3, 0. The y-intercept of the graph is when x equals 0. So you replace x with 0. So we have 3 times 0 minus 2y equals 9. 0 minus 2y is 9. Negative 2y is 9. Divide by negative 2. Y is negative 9 over 2, or negative 4.5. So your y-intercept is 0, negative 9/2. Then you plot those points. 3, 0, your x-intercept. Negative 9/2, which is negative 4.5, your y-intercept, and 2 points, as you learned from geometry, determine a line, connect them, and you're done. The only other thing I need to remind you of for the video from geometry is that parallel lines have equal slopes, and perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. So, for example, if I looked at my first example, y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3, a line parallel to that line would have a slope of negative 1/2. A line perpendicular to that line would have a slope of positive 2. You change the sign and flip the fraction. In this equation, where my slope is 2/3, a line parallel to it will also have a slope of 2/3. A line perpendicular to it would have a slope of negative 3 over 2. That's it for your linear functions review for tonight. Have a good night.